Howdy, howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again. Welcome back to NASCAR Thunder 2003. And the championship hunt is on. A huge win by Dale Jarrett at Donington after we got screwed by the caution. That's a story for a different day. The UNSCRIPTED Cup Series must roll on. So we're going to Richmond. We have Michigan. Oh, by the way, Watkins Glen. And, oh, we still have a 500-miler to settle in Charlotte. It's going to get interesting. We're second in the points officially. Dale Jr. has dropped to 5th. And guess who's 145 points ahead of everyone? Mr. Dale Jarrett. He is now the championship favorite with roughly 8 races to go. And, you know, to keep par for the course, our championship eliminations. I know I said that Gordon needed to gain more points. He technically lost points to Jarrett, but here's the reason why. Gordon finished 3rd at Donington, okay? I've seen Gordon in this playthrough win like 5 out of the last 10 races and make a championship run. I'm not counting him out, but he's on the brink. I will count out Ricky Rudd, though. Way too inconsistent, so there's 9 drivers officially left alive for the UNSCRIPTED Cup Championship. 183 points. 180 points seems like a lot. Guys, you can get 156 points per event. With it being a night race, let's run the 2001 paint scheme, and let's go to Richmond. Alrighty, folks, I think we won our 5th pole of the season. We barely ousted Tony Stewart for the Coors Light or Budweiser pole or whatever the biff it is. I think it's Coors Light pole because it's 2010. But anyways, with the championship just getting, I don't know, it's getting crazy, guys. Let's see who's going to win this Richmond race.
MRN comes to Richmond, Virginia for tonight's race, the Chevy Monte Carlo 400. Richmond offers a little something for everyone, doesn't it, Barney?
Well, Richmond is a short track with a wide surface. They can go a lot faster than it appears on this speedway. Look for a lot of passing and a ton of close calls.
Jeff Burton is in the top 5 in points so far this season.
Oh, yeah, and all these guys in the top 5 are fighting hard week in and week out to gain as many points as possible. It's harder to pick up spots once you're into the top 5.
Jeremy Mayfield experienced an up-and-down year in 2000. He had 12 top 10s and 4 poles, but also had 11 DNFs.
He was either running up front with the leaders or taking an early exit. Those wins are great, but each DNF is exactly the opposite and can take a driver out of a points race real quick.
Jeff Green has been struggling in his qualifying runs this year.
Yeah, that can really be a huge letdown for your self-confidence as a driver. You know you're a good driver, you have a strong car, but it just seems that nothing ever goes your way in qualifying. Makes it tougher to focus on the job at hand come race day.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Alrighty, folks, here we go at Richmond. And how about that Tony Stewart paint scheme? That is so freaking cool. Oh boy, who is going to win full moon Saturday night? It's going to get crazy, guys. Oh boy. I don't know who's going to win it, guys. Oh boy. I don't want to crash out, guys. So let's get ready. Let's get ready to go. We got the dinosaur cart outside. It's going to get fun. 40 laps. Oh, we just touched Tony Stewart's bumper there. Sorry, bud. It's the track he got his first career win at, too. I think it was, 99. Come on. There we go. Get to the bottom. Statistically, this is our best racetrack. I mean, back in the 2000s, we were just ripping this place apart, yo. So if we don't get screwed by a bad caution, odds are we should win this race. But how about Kyle Petty? Where did the 45 car come from? Top 10 run at the Bristol night race. Race like crap at Darlington, but guess what? He's second place. Sure, he's about to get smoked by the 24, but, I mean, great run by the Sprint Dodge. So my goals for this race here, keep it clean, and focus on bonus points. That's what I want. I want bonus points. Jarrett has like a 130-point lead plus on second place. So everyone else is, 180, 200, give or take. We're right where we want to be, though, in Winston Cup competition. We're right there in the championship hunt. We just need to catch one bad break from the 88, and we're right there, dude. We're right there. What better way to go and win Richmond? It would be huge. This is statistically our best racetrack. I don't know if it's just my driving style or not, but I've usually been pretty good at Richmond. I remember on NASCAR 06, I would run Richmond in the modifieds, and I would just be really good here. Or I'd go run Busch Series and be really good here. It's either Richmond stupid easy, or it's just that just kind of fits our driving style, and maybe it is Richmond. It's just stupid easy. I'm good here on Thunder 04. But what's interesting is that, like, on Thunder 04, I'm trash at New Hampshire, right? But on NASCAR 06, New Hampshire, I mean, you go there in a wheel and modified, and it's, like, impossible to lose. So each time, they have these tracks, you think they're always the same on each game. They're not. So it's interesting. I think Richmond race is very similar throughout the mid to early 2000s. But like tracks like New Hampshire, it changes up a lot, in my opinion. I think it's just Richmond's an easier track because the way the AI is let off in the corners and stuff. But I've also had races here where I didn't qualify well. Oh, caution! That changes everything. That's what I was saying. I've had races here where you don't qualify well. You get screwed by a yellow flag at the caution, and you run out of time. Oh, look at that Scott Wimmer. 2 weeks in a row bringing out the yellow, and heavy hit by Ron Hornaday. 43 is going to go up and over. He just lost it there, guys. Maybe a tire issue or... Whew. Dodges. Having a bad break there, guys. So we're not going to pit here too early. And let's see how this one goes. Again, Kyle Petty's still second place. Ironically enough. And yes, tire wear is going to be a factor, but I think our car will be fast enough regardless of our tire situation. Kyle Petty looking on the inside here. Should be able to block him. There we go. But that's probably going to be the key of the race, is making sure we pit without without getting screwed by the yellow, which basically tells me open it up. Go out there and try to get as much distance on second place as you possibly can. That way we can pit a lap or two later in the run, and if we catch a caution, we don't go a lap down. Because if we pit early, we're guaranteed to go a lap down. So that's kind of the safer strategy. You will give up some time with the new tires from the AIs, but I'm okay to give up, 4, 5, maybe, 6/10 of a second or a full second or so. Whatever it may be. I miss when Richmond was, a physical racing track. Nowadays, I feel like Richmond is one of the most blandest races on the schedule, at least in 2022. Like ever since 2015, Richmond has just sucked. Every year, it's insert one driver that goes there, leads like 300 laps out of the 400 laps. None of the drivers bump and run. They can hardly pass. And in a lot of ways, Richmond, at least nowadays, it races like 2002 Homestead, where the track is just, it's big enough and it's flat enough that it doesn't produce great racing. But if you go back to the Gen 4 days, Richmond was a barn burner at times because there was enough cautions. You didn't get these egregiously long green flag runs because someone would bump into somebody, they would spin them out, they'd go into the fence, and you would also have some physical altercations as well. I really miss when Richmond used to be an exciting track. And if it was up to me, they would only have one race on the circuit nowadays. Until they can prove that they have a great racing product that produces excitement, they don't deserve 2 race dates. I'm just going to keep it honest. If Pocono can't get 2 race dates, if Dover can't get 2 race dates, Michigan X, Y, and Z, when they've proven to have great racing with an X-Gen car, Richmond does not deserve 2 race dates. That's just my brutally honest opinion. But if they can prove it, sure, why not? I also miss when they had a night race here too. That was, I mean, I feel like they should have 1 night race and 1 day race, or have both night races, either or. And is that Mark Martin? Or no, that's Ryan Newman. So we're halfway here. Again, we're gonna run long. I'm not taking any chances with a crazy Mickey Mouse caution to ruin our chances here. I want to make sure we have enough to get to the end. And I want to make sure we also have, you know, no crazy cautions. You don't want to pit too early. You don't want to hit the wall and destroy the race car. You don't do none of that. Just take care of the car. Take care of the car. And if we do get a caution here, that would be interesting because almost everyone would be a lap down. So when we pit, they would unlap themselves, hypothetically. So we should be coming in a couple laps here. Just gotta dodge all these cars coming off the racetrack, take no chances. But we do have the most laps led bonus locked up, so that's 10 bonus points going to the Burton camp. We'll give up a little bit of time to the race leaders staying out on, you know, whatever, older tires, but I'm just trying to make sure we don't get a caution and get burned by it by going a lap down. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm willing to give up some track position to, you know, kind of have an insurance policy. We should be good to pit here now. Let's go ahead and do so. Be aggressive. All right, no repair damage. Let's keep the car how it is. And let's hope we have a great pit stop and not a 30-second one, because if that's the case, we're going to lose. Go figure. How y'all doing out there, guys? Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. How's your day going? Hopefully it's going swell. We're doing pretty good at Richmond thus far, fellas. Gotta get me a drink of water. Knock on wood. Hopefully we get a good pit stop. I love how this game actually has detailed pit boxes. It's so cool. Like if you're running career mode in Thunder 04 or Thunder 03, depending on your sponsor, you'll get a whatever. You'll get it like you'll actually see your sponsor on the pit box. You'll get a colored pit box and stuff. You know, they don't just choose a generic color and stick with it. Like this is back when they actually cared about making sports games. You know. Nowadays, it's just they just churn out whatever garbage they can find in the trash heap, and then they put a NASCAR logo on it, and they're like, "Okay, this is the new NASCAR game. Buy it if you want to be trendy." I don't know. Look, I haven't bought a NASCAR game, guys, since Heat 3. Heat 3, and we should resume the lead here. I think it's Craven on pit road. Actually, no, he's probably a lap ahead of us. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that makes sense, because there's always one car that stays out extremely long, which was that Craven. He stayed out until lap 27. But as I was saying, I haven't bought a NASCAR game since Heat 3. And the reason why is because NASCAR gaming, in my opinion, has absolutely hit the rock bottom. You know, people want to complain that Madden or NBA 2K or, you know, WWE, blah, 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 has hit rock bottom. They have no idea what it's like being a NASCAR video game fan. I mean, if you look at the video games they've made the past decade, like NASCAR 09, NASCAR 08, they had so many quirks. With the PS2 versions of them, in my opinion, they were playable, right? They had next to no paint schemes. You had triple-digit numbers for custom cars, which sucked, right? They ripped a lot of the real sponsors from the game and replaced them with fake ones. They didn't have manufacturer logos on the noses and stuff, so it felt like, I don't know, it just felt half finished, right? And then you look at whenever they made the Xbox 360 edition of it. Had the amazing graphics, I might add. Replay feature and all that good stuff. Had all the national series, blah, 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 blah. But the driving handling was awful. If they would have just took like Chase of the Cup driving model and just put it into the NASCAR game, everyone would have loved NASCAR 09. Okay, the graphics were second to none. I mean, they were Gran Turismo level graphics just about. And the paint booth they had into it, it was such a, it was a missed opportunity, right? And then you look at NASCAR Inside Line and NASCAR The Game 2011. There was so much, like, promise and hype for them because NASCAR fans didn't get a game in 2009. So they had a whole year to watch racing, collecting diecasts, and they couldn't get the new game because there was no new game out there. So there was a lot of people excited for U-Technics. They dropped the ball hard. First game they made didn't even have a career mode in it. My point is that NASCAR gaming is such a it's a wasteland. There's nothing. The last good NASCAR game that came out was probably NASCAR 08 or 09 for the PS2. And that's just good. That's not great. The last great one was NASCAR 06. Now, sure, NASCAR 06 has the double points glitch if you sign with a certain team in career mode. But other than that, it has everything you could ever want. It's the most fleshed out top 4 series career mode in NASCAR gaming history. And then I see what people play, like, what is it, NASCAR Ignition 21, NASCAR Rivals, and I see how, like, horrible the AI is and how unrealistic it looks, and, like, the custom cars look like they were made with Play-Doh. I don't know, man. These new NASCAR games are just awful. I haven't bought one in years, and I'll tell you the truth, I'll probably never buy another one because I don't think they're ever going to get back to where they were. I don't think they ever will. That's just my honest opinion. Because I haven't bought a Madden game in many years because it's the same thing. You know? If I want to play a Madden game, I can play Madden 17 or Madden 16 or whatever and literally just play it and have fun. It's the same thing every year. And then nowadays they take away features, so even though it has all the updated logos and cool stuff, it's like, oh wow, they don't have that? Oh wow, it's buggy. It's amazing how, like, for the newer fan out there, if you were born like in like 2010 or something, right? You have no idea how amazing 2000s gaming was. You have no idea because every time you bought a game, there was no update required. You didn't have to download it. You had a fully fleshed out product on that disc. You put it in your console and you played it. It had everything you wanted. Amazing soundtrack. The graphics at the time, most of the time, were amazing. In-depth career mode. So much, features and just, it had everything you could ever want. And then they realized people would be willing to pay the same amount of money for a product that took half the time. And that's when the 2010s came about. And then that's when the gaming took a fat L. So that's why 2000 gaming was the peak of the video game era, in my opinion. That was before the microtransactions and the thousands of DLCs and updates and buggy games you get. Anyways, a complete domination at Richmond. We're going to get it done. Wow. Smoked the show at Richmond. And Craven was actually coming up a little bit close. I think we could have blocked him. But Craven had a great run there with that very aggressive pitch strategy. Got him a second place finish. How about that? Great run for the team, guys. Great run. Hey, man, I'll take it. Huge win for the 99. That's your 8th win of the year. And I don't know where Jarrett finished, but if Jarrett was deep in the pack, then hey, maybe we can able to cut into the race lead. I'm gonna do a burnout over here. I don't see too many guys doing burnouts in the corner. So, we just failed post-race tech. We just bent the bumper. There we go. Burn it down.
didn't wave as much as usual.
Alrighty, folks, victory lane. Man, I just wish NASCAR gaming would just go back to what made it, you know, these games amazing. Like if they literally took NASCAR Thunder and just reskinned it, right? Updated the tracks, updated the car models, you know, updated the the graphics and X, Y, and Z and all that stuff. People would pay great money for that game, and they would love it. They would live stream it. They would play it on YouTube, and it would get so many people excited. Like the template is there, but no one's willing to use it. I just can't imagine that every single person willing to make a NASCAR game, and they all end up making the worst NASCAR game worse every single time. Technics, 704, Duesenberry, whatever it is, like every time they made one, it got worse and worse and worse and worse. Anyways, what an interesting top 10. Check this out. Kyle Petty again, a top 10 finish. Ricky Craven, hard charging at the end. Jeff Purvis, Robbie Gordon. I mean, it really does remind me of the 2022 season where you're just seeing these random drivers up in the mix. Only one caution for incident. I mean, we smoked the show. We smoked the show. 36 laps led. Other 4 was Craven because, you know, he did the contrarian pitch strategy. He had a fast race car, too. Let's get a closer look at this. Dale Jarrett, 14th. That's 121 points there. We had 185, so it's about a 60-point swing, give or take. I'll take it. We got Mark Martin, a bad run there, considering, you know, his expectations. Not a good run for Wallace. I mean, we're going to gain a lot of points on these guys. Which is going to really help us out. And the bottom of the barrel is going to be Ashton Lewis Jr. and Jerry Nader. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hope to see you in the next NASCAR Thunder episode. And for all your shopping needs, guys, for your diecast, your hats, t-shirts, all that good stuff, feel free to use that promo code down below at checkout at Circuit Diecast. You can save on shipping, guys, for any orders $30 or more. I need some coffee. That's all for now. Oh, Gordon got a top 5, so hey, he's keeping his season alive, guys. Just barely. That's all for now. Diecastbuffet, signing off.